If you lived in the Inland Empire in much of the 20th century, you saw Stumpy's work. Remember the searchlights in the night sky you would follow just to see what they were advertising? They would usually be for a car lot, new store, or like when the first McDonald's opened. Remember all the events at the National Orange Show, and many other venues that had fantastic light displays? Stumpy is a man the audience never saw. But he spent more time on stage than the performers, making sure the lighting and sound equipment worked properly when the curtain came up on the big shows. Stumpy was 3 years old when his father, Chester Stump, brought the family from Kansas City to San Bernardino in 1920. His dad became known as the best Model T mechanic in town, opening a garage at 3rd and G Streets that operated until 1934. His dad also tried to establish the movie industry in San Bernardino. He and a partner started making silent films in 1924, but disbanded in 1928 because they didn't have the capital to compete with the talkies. When they split up, Chester took the lighting fixtures, and his partner took the cameras. With the fixtures, Stump started Chester Stump & Son Lighting and Searchlight Equipment Company. Stumpy was the and Son part of the name. Chester died in 1966, but Stumpy carried on the business under the same name. Little known to the public, the company became a fixture in the entertainment business. Stumpy and his crews traveled around the country for top-name entertainers, and are responsible for lighting up the big Cal Jam concerts. Stumpy did his first Orange Show lighting job in 1935. For Queen contests in those days, you could provide only general lighting. But for later contests, his crew, operated high up in the rafters, kept each contestant on the ramps constantly bathed in an individual spotlight. There were as many as a dozen contestants on the ramps at times, and there were 20 movable spots to do the job. On contest nights, the Swing Auditorium used as much lighting as a small city. The Orange Show bought its electricity in bulk, and had its own transformers to bring the electricity down to the proper voltage. In addition to his electrical duties, Stumpy had his own band, the Dixielanders, which performed at Miss San Bernardino pageants for years, and played for many other local events. He was also a trumpet player with Johnny Catron's orchestra in the New Glendora Palms, and had been successful in music since the days of the big bands. He played with Johnny's orchestra a few nights a week, as well as the county fairs, which enabled him to continue tasting life as a professional musician. Stumpy's musical life can be traced back to 1928 when he became a trumpet player with an orchestra appearing in a San Bernardino speakeasy. Before World War II began, he had still more experience playing with major bands in New York City. In most cases these bands were playing in Broadway theaters such as the Paramount, and this meant he met many stage stars. During the war, he joined the Seabees for what he thought would be a recess from the musical game. Right after signing up, though, he found himself playing a bugle in the Seabee Band in Washington, D.C., and most of his wartime experience had to do with music. After the war, Stumpy went back to big band assignments, and traveled throughout the nation with such name bands as Tommy Dorsey, Jimmy Dorsey, Duke Ellington, Bob Sherwood, Carmen Cavarello, and Dave Cavanaugh. Here is the only known clip of Stumpy and his horn.